Hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. This is Anne from Ekaru, and we're going to get started in just 1 minute with going remote, phone and office collaboration technology made simple. And we have Frank Correa here from LogMeIn, which is the parent company of Jive. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the clock. We'll officially get started as soon as it hits 12:15, so probably about 30 seconds. And hopefully everybody has good audio volume. I'm looking forward to the talk today. All right, keeping an eye on the clock here. Hope everybody's doing okay out there with this during these crazy times. All right, and my computer is telling me it's 12:15, so we're officially going to get started now. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I know these are really challenging times, and we're really thrilled to have Frank Correa here, channel manager, senior channel manager from LogMeIn, which is the parent company of Jive. And many of you have met Frank in the past during our real lunch and learn events where we actually had lunch. And then there was one breakfast out there. And I do think LogMeIn Frank just told me that anybody who's on the line today is going to get a $25 DoorDash gift card for being on here. So you can have a delayed lunch. Hopefully you get your favorite. So thanks again for joining us. And I got to advance this. This is hello from the Ekaru team. We've been working remotely now, just like a lot of people. We have a skeleton crew in the office, so these are the times where we really need to work from anywhere. And the pandemic forced this upon us. We already had a few remote employees to begin with, so we're kind of used to collaborating remotely. But being on the Jive system and having all these capabilities like video, et cetera, have really made a big difference for us the last couple of months. And we started working with Jive I think it was about 4 or maybe even 5 years ago. And we had a Cisco phone system before that and Verizon phone lines. And Cisco was going to get out of the SMB phone market. And so we had a kind of expensive system that was really a phenomenal system in its prime, but we had to make a move. And being in the IT business and kind of dealing with technology trouble all the time, it's sort of like the cobbler's children have no shoes. It's the last thing we want to do is rock the boat on our own system. But we did a ton of research. I looked at everything. I've got 3 engineering degrees, so I love looking at technology. And we settled upon Jive. We thought it met all the check marks of what we needed. And there's a lot of great brands out there, but we thought when we found Jive, it gave us the flexibility that we wanted. It's really easy to use. It's kind of self-service because it has this a video editor that Frank's going to show later on. And they keep adding features all the time. And I've told a lot of people, I know I'm going to learn something new from Frank today because I always do. But we settled on one solution that we recommend as the best, and it has combined unified communication. So that's phone, it's video. And when this pandemic struck, we didn't even miss a beat. We have people working remotely. We got this new system. It was actually less than we were paying for Verizon. So it was, we've kind of always loved it. And then we've gravitated towards this one recommendation for our clients. And so fast forward to today, it's really been a big boost for us and a lot of our clients who were forced to work remotely and kind of just get creative real quickly. We do twice a day video calls. We do our daily huddles using the Jive GoToMeeting or GoToConnect as it's branded now. So twice a day, our whole team gets on video calls, and once a week we do an hour-long team meeting where we get on video and we all connect and we get up to date. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Frank, who is going to tell us all about unified communications. So thank you, Frank, and I'm going to turn over the presenter role to you, Frank.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, and really appreciate the opportunity. This is probably my 3rd or 4th breakfast, lunch event with Ekaru, and you guys do a great job, and really appreciate the opportunity to present today. Again, my name's Frank Coria. I'm a senior territory channel manager. I manage the relationship between LogMeIn and Ekaru, and it's been approximately 3.5 years. Great relationship. And the message today is, I'm not able to advance my slide right now.
I think if you click on that part of the screen,
All right,
yeah, you got it.
I had to get the other link off, but the message today is on the remote workforce. And again, many of you are probably addressing the current situation. I believe some of you are already Jive customers, so you have the experience of telephony in the cloud and leveraging those features and applications where people can leverage their business phone from anywhere. But some of you may be on older, antiquated on-premise solutions. And when you were dealt this pandemic a few months back, probably very difficult to manage that remote workforce. So today I'm going to focus on, what's available through Ekaru, one-stop shop that from a telephony, from a collaboration, and from a security perspective, how you can manage a remote workforce seamlessly. I have pretty much, one marketing slide here on LogMeIn and who we are. So LogMeIn is based in the Seaport in Boston. We have 2 offices, approximately 600 employees. When the pandemic hit, we immediately went to a remote workforce just like everyone else did. We're not looking to go back into the office probably until the end of this year. And at that point, like I said, there's 600 of us in the Seaport area. They're anticipating less than 50% of that would most likely be back to work. So I believe many of you are going to be facing the same challenges. And we leverage everything in the cloud, from telephony to collaboration, and it's all done in a secure fashion. In 2016, LogMeIn acquired GoToMeeting through Citrix, and in 2018, they acquired Jive. So if you hear throughout the discussion Jive, LogMeIn, it's all one company. LogMeIn is the parent company. It's a name brand that's in the workforce everyone knows. 28 million users around the globe rely on our solutions. 80 million plus online meetings happen every year. 1.2 billion audio minutes. Those are audio minutes through a collaboration event like we do today, right now on this event. 4th largest audio provider based on those collaborations. And what's neat is we're really one of the few companies that have representation on 2 Magic Quadrants, 9 times as a collaboration leader with GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, and for the first time this year as a UCaaS provider, as a challenger with Jive. And again, today's message, I want to focus on the remote worker. All of you, if you're not dealing with it, you're talking about it. How are we going to manage our remote workforce? And, today going from a, remote worker to an anywhere workforce, 70% of the professionals working remotely at least once a week, 53% at least half of the week. I think it's even higher than that. Not so much focused on the call centers in the middle, but from a security perspective and managing passwords. 85 is the average number of passwords an employee manages. And we have other statistics you'll see on this slide that are close to 200. If you think about all of your applications just for your professional life at work, and then all of your personal passwords that you manage, I'm sure can easily get over 100. And what's important about that is, from a data breach perspective, 80% are caused by improper password management. So, the message today is how, as you, as an IT director, managing your remote workforce, how can you effectively implement a telephone solution, a collaboration solution, and a password solution that's extremely secure from a single vendor. You can do it all through Ekaru, and that's kind of what I want to address today as we move forward. Again, one-stop shop through Ekaru, where they can provide you the go-to brand through LogMeIn, which is everything from telephony, meetings, the webinar tool, which we're on right now. As you heard in state in her opening, she hosts 2 go-to-meeting sessions a day. Those Jive customers that are on this event today, if you're not leveraging GoToMeeting and maybe didn't even know you had it available to you, it's there. Contact Ekaru. We can turn that feature on for every user. You can have up to 250 participants. You can have up to 25 video conferencing participants. It can be an audio bridge only. So if you're not leveraging it, take advantage of it. It's there. It's just a matter of turning on the users to have access to it. So again, it's a single one-stop shop for your telephony, collaboration, and password security.
I just wanted to chime in, Frank, that's actually it. The video GoToMeeting is actually included in what you're paying for Jive right now. So if you're not using it, it doesn't cost any more money to use it. And Tony Marciello on our team, he activated for a ton of users already. But if you're still not using it, or if you're not comfortable and want to do like practice calls, Tony's always available for that.
Exactly, and that's an important point. One of the benefits of the solution that you selected through Ekaru with Jive, it's an all-inclusive feature set. So not only the 80-plus telephone features that you were used to on your on-premise system, but also the collaboration is available as well. And the go-to brand is strong in the marketplace. It encompasses internal collaboration as well as external engagements, right? So internally, like Ann said, she has her team collaborations on a daily basis, and that's available to you. Huddle rooms, which are small conference rooms, which now that we're in the pandemic stage, our huddle rooms at our corporate office are going to be single room conference rooms. But we have a lot of executives that are taking that product and using it in their home office just because of the display capabilities that our huddle room provides. So all of your chat and messaging presence where you can see, with employees being scattered, working from home, you can very easily see, are they on the phone? Are they off the phone before you even try to pick up the phone and make a call? Do you like to use that desk phone on your desk? We have many people that don't want to get rid of that desk phone, and that's great. We have new, young, millennial type employees that love to use their mobile device and love to use their computer for everything, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a chat, whether it's a video collaboration. So all of that is encompassing on one platform through Ekaru, through LogMeIn via the go-to brand. And from a telephony perspective, many of you that are customers already on the Jive platform, it's been rebranded GoToConnect, powered by Jive. It's the same exact platform, but we're leveraging the go-to brand because based on the research that's been done, GoTo is the brand in the marketplace that everyone's familiar with. So it's reliable. It's a single platform for telephony, for video, and for overall collaboration. So as those remote users are not able to be in a physical office, they can work from home, they can work from a hotel, they can work from anywhere they can get internet access from, or from their mobile device. From their mobile device, they can launch a phone call. It's like making a call from their desk phone. They can do extension-to-extension dialing. They have access to their entire corporate directory. They can also launch a collaboration, a GoToMeeting event, right from their phone. So it's literally like they're sitting at their desk. So as you're thinking about building and supporting that remote workforce, you have the capabilities, whether they're traditionally a desk phone user or they like to leverage their computer or mobile device and leverage all the same applications and features that you have today.
Frank, I just
So
wanted to just
go
chime
ahead.
in like one note on that, because I just want to clarify, like when you use your cell phone, your smartphone, as basically running the app on your smartphone, when you make that outbound, it's very different from just forwarding a call to your cell phone. When you use the app, you can actually, when you make that outbound call, it's the caller ID from your office. So it's a very professional presentation. So it's pretty different from just forwarding a call to a cell phone and then using your personal device.
Absolutely, that's an important point. It's actually, you can assign any specific day ID. I know many of you have many different phone numbers, but each user can leverage any of the DIDs assigned to your company to be their outbound caller ID. Exactly. So from a go-to-connect perspective, it's really the only truly unified experience in the marketplace. And why I say that, from the same user interface, and I'll show you live and I'll show you a slide of it, from the same user interface on your computer, you can make a phone call. You can do an SMS and MMS chat. So the MMS adds the ability to attach a picture, a photo. We've seen that a lot with our customers where their service, what is a truck service company? So they're on the road, a truck breaks down, a part is broken, they want to be able to take a picture of that part and send it via their mobile app and make sure that they get the right part sent out. So all of that's included. eFax, you can have as many eFax instances as you need. Texting, again, MMS or SMS. Presence, like I mentioned, where you can see who's on the phone, off the phone. We have many, many different integrations, whether it's automotive, whether it's healthcare, dental. We have, Dentrix and EagleSoft and others. In healthcare generally, with Athena, Cerner, and Epic are some of the top CRM integrations. Video conferencing from the same user interface, like I'll show you, it's truly the only unified experience, like it says at the top of the screen, where from the same interface, excuse me, you can launch a GoToMeeting. There are separate audio conferencing bridges and screen sharing. So from a single platform, that remote worker can make a phone call, SMS chat, set up collaboration with their customers, like they're standing face to face, share their screen, share their information. We can do it on a desktop, we can do it on a desk phone, and we can do it on a mobile app. It's all included under the same price point. And this is kind of what the user interface looks like for those that maybe want to leverage their computer versus their desk phone. And you can see here on the left, you can make a call, and you can access your corporate directory. You can then access chat. But right now, they're accessing the GoToMeeting interface of it. They just click on the video camera, and this pops up. You can schedule a meeting. You can start a meeting ad hoc. You can have access to all of your recordings. So if you want to share your recordings as needed, it's all done from this user interface. And this is huge in the marketplace because many of our competitors, you'll see a lot of different options for you where it's two separate applications. With LogMeIn, it's one interface, it's one application, it's one vendor through Ekaru, where it's all integrated into one platform. Again, we talk about features. There are 80 plus features that you have access to. Some of you that are on Jive already, experience this. Some of you that are on some older platforms may be limited as to the number of features you have available to you. Some of the competition in the marketplace, they bundle specific features. You may have a starter bundle that gives you one auto attendant, maybe one fax line, X number of extensions. With the offering through Ekaru, it's an all-inclusive feature set. So unlimited call queues, ring groups, auto attendants, extensions, voicemail boxes, virtual faxes, available to you on your current platforms.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in there that one of the things I love is that there's always new things on the list. So there's things that are kind of on our, even we want to implement in the future, they're on there. And then you're about to show all the international calling, like that list keeps growing too for the international. But even just like a simple thing like intercom is, that's a pretty cool thing to be using. And the call queues are actually a feature we don't use, but we have our eyes on, because you can put and a lot of phone systems actually charge, like that's like a whole separate category. Once you get into call queues of like a much higher price point, and you can actually do those. That's when you put a recording, and you can hang on the line, or you can opt out by hitting star. So it's pretty sophisticated, and I'm always amazed when I see the list because I see things. Oh, we should try that for our own system.
Yeah, that's a good point. And because we are an all-inclusive feature set, we're constantly adding features and functionality to the platform. And in those situations, you'll get a notice and you can either leverage the feature or not. This platform can be used as an extremely basic telephony system where all you want is dial tone and maybe a voicemail box, and you have one main number, and you just want to route calls to a specific extension or maybe to a simple auto attendant. It can be that, and it can be pretty much anything else you want it to be because all the features and functionality are baked in the system. So unlimited calling, US, Canada, Mexico, and 50 other countries, right, that are listed here. So we find a lot of enterprise accounts that have extensive long distance charges to some of these countries. It pretty much goes away. Even on older on-premise telephone systems where you have a separate long distance charge just for domestic US, that goes away, right? It's all inclusive along with other countries that are listed here. From a reliability perspective, I know some of the companies that are on-premise systems, that hardware that's in their office, it's reliable. They're very comfortable with it. But please understand, from an SLA perspective, it's 99.997 uptime. It's constantly going up. From a Jive LogMeIn perspective, really second to none in the industry. There are 7 data centers in the US alone. Phones register to multiple data centers at one time. So if we do have a catastrophic failure, it's seamless. You don't even know that we switched over. We have methods as well. When you have people working from home, everything's based on the weakest link, right? So if for whatever reason they have poor internet connection and their internet drops, we can automatically route calls to their cell phone, or they can manage their mobile app and receive and make calls from their mobile app. So literally, you don't miss a call, and that can be all pre-configured in the system as well. Ann talked about, this dial plan editor. This is an incredible tool. It's how we program the call flow when customers call in to your company. We can route calls and create that call flow to be whatever you want it to be. And it's a tool that's all drag and drop. We do it for you, but it's visual. You can see the flow. In this example, it's going into a schedule. When opened, we're scheduling calls to an auto attendant, and it's going to various options within your organization. When closed, it's going to a different auto attendant. It can go to an answering service where they can manage your calls after hours. We can also populate all the holidays for any given year. So when that holiday arises, calls can route accordingly. We have many customers that are on old, antiquated on-premise systems that every time a holiday occurs, they have to go into the system and manually configure the system to route calls differently. This can be completely automated for you if you so choose to do it. And that's something I can show you live as well. So shifting gears, we talked about, from a remote worker, we talked about, the telephony needs, how we can support your remote employee from a telephone perspective and do that very easily. from a collaboration perspective, so how they can meet and greet with your customer base and have that face-to-face type of collaboration. And now we want to talk about password security, because I'm sure all of you, if you haven't addressed it, you are addressing it. Your employees are using very basic passwords. They're storing their passwords in the back of their notebook like I did. And there's a better way. And through Ekaru, you can, again, manage your telephony needs, manage your collaboration needs, and also manage your password needs very securely. Just some other statistics. We talked about some, 40% increase in targeted phishing or cyber scams in the past few weeks. 191, I showed 80 on the last slide, passwords that are used by an average employee. 80% of data breaches involve weak or reused credentials. 36, the number of cloud services that an average employee actively uses. So just think about that outside connectivity and access your employees are having, whether it's based on their day-to-day work environment or going out to personal websites that they're leveraging from their work computer, and being able to manage both their professional passwords and private passwords on the same platform. If you were to have a breach, 3.9 million is the average total cost of a data breach. If there are, personal health records that you need to keep track of, and that gets outside of your domain. And 77% of the employees use a third-party app without the approval or knowledge of their corporation. So through Ekaru, you have the ability to get the #1 password management tool in the marketplace. Almost 18 million people use LastPass. It's been named the best product several times. 61,000 businesses use it. It's been Solution of the Year. 4 out of 5 every IT professional leverages it. We've been a leader, and the growth is astronomical. So Ekaru has been, well trained in being able to offer that. We can offer, just password protection. We also can offer multi-factor authentication, so we can call or text a cell phone with a code to make sure that the person that's trying to log in is the right person. And we can actually sell both password and multi-factor authentication under the identity solution as well. So hopefully the message today was, through Ekaru, you have solutions to manage your entire workforce, one-stop shop to get both or all of your telephony, collaboration, and password security needs. At this point, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here and just show you from a user interface where you can see live, what it may look like if your employee or yourself working from home and you want to leverage your computer as your communications tool. This is the home page. You can see here I have all of my favorites and the recent conversations that I have. Anyone that's part of my corporate directory will either have a green or a red dot. If it's green, that makes them available. If it's red, that means they're on the phone. So instead of calling them, I can chat them. I would just click on the chat button. I have access to my entire directory. I can just start typing someone's name, put it in, and make the phone call. Once the call comes up, you can see all the call control where you can transfer the call, put the call on hold. If you're calling into an auto attendant, it gives you a dial pad where you can enter the extension or the passcode to enter into a meeting. So just like making a call from any other device or a chat, this is actually a chat I was showing. So here you would put the person's name and put the chat message here. This is where you would make the call from, but it looks exactly the same. But what's neat here, I talked about a truly all-inclusive feature set, truly integrated into the system, where now you can leverage, your GoToMeeting. And the video is unavailable because I'm using my video cam for the GoToWebinar here, but my picture would come up here. I could send an email out ad hoc to have whomever I want join the meeting. I can schedule meetings, create meetings. I have access to all my recordings. So this is truly a unified application where you have your collaboration, your telephony, and your chat capability all from one user interface. And another piece that I wanted to show you as well from the actual PBX, where you can set up the dial plan editor, and just show you that quickly. I know we have maybe a minute, but it's a key feature that I'd like to show you. So this is the main admin portal. So you had the user interface that I just showed you in the go to connect, and this is where admins would actually come in and program and be responsible for your day-to-day moves, adds, and changes. What's nice about a go to connect solution through Ekaru and through LogMeIn is all of the onboarding is included. So, all of this programming can be done for you, but this is extremely easy to do. In this example, just like I showed you on the slide, it comes into a scheduler, but maybe some of you don't even have a scheduler. Maybe you just want everything to go right to a receptionist. You can see how easy this is to leverage. You can add as many auto attendants as you like. You can add as many call queues as you like. And you can program this call flow to be whatever you'd like to be. And this is extremely helpful. A lot of first-time users, a lot of first-time people who actually see the platform, demonstrate the platform, see this as one of the key features that's available to them. So at this point, Ann, I'll turn it over to you, and we can address any questions or if there's any additional dialogue that you'd like to provide.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really covered it. One thing I know folks need to get back to work, so we wanted to kind of cover the highlights. This editor is, it's kind of cool. It could be intimidating if you look at it. In general, we recommend start super simple. I'd say we have a handful of users who actually like to go in and edit the dial plan yourself. What's neat is that you have that capability. It's at your fingertips if you want it to be, or you could set up, like even our own dial plan is pretty simple. And, because we want to do live answer of the phones, you could have it go direct to an auto attendant if you want multiple auto attendants. And, I'm trying to think of, we recommend start super simple, but, we've seen folks with old systems that just died, and we can get, we put them on Jive like really quickly because you can do it all, from a laptop. You don't even need the handset. I personally prefer to use a regular Polycom handset, from day-to-day operations. And with that, I think we're wrapping up towards the end of our time here. I just wanted to get back. Let me see if I can get this slide back here. And yeah, I'm on. Just wanted to show our contact information, but now I can't click to the slide that I want. Oh, there it is. So you have Frank's information there. You have my contact information. Please, get on. We do webinars like this about once a month. We do blog posts quite often. We try to, when there's new features, we do a Jive Did You Know? Anybody who wants a demo, just call Nancy. She can schedule that by, she can get something set up the next day. So she's available to do that. And if you're on the system and you saw something that, oh, wow, I didn't know I could do that, contact Tony Marciello on our team, because he does a lot of one-on-one training. I've done a lot of video calls with folks who just aren't comfortable with video. It's like, let's just do a practice call. Because after you get the hang of it a couple of times, it's really powerful, especially, we're kind of stuck in this crazy environment now of working remotely, and you get your voicemail sent to your email. It comes with an audio file. You can e-fax from everywhere. The messaging, which is something that I want to start using, we haven't done yet. If you're sending like that truck that broke down, when you send it, it's all through the company caller ID. So you don't have this crazy situation where you wind up with everybody's cell phone getting, messages that you can't manage. So if you want a demo, contact Nancy. If you're on the system and you want to gain more, just learn more attributes, contact Tony Marciello. And the other thing is the Jive support plan. You could call Jive Help anytime. That's all included. That's one of the things I like, that you don't have to buy a separate vendor support plan for the system. All right, so with that, please, if you have any more questions, if you think of anything later this day or any time, just let us know. I don't know, Frank, if you wanted to add anything. We are going to thank you, LogMeIn, for giving us, anybody who's on the line is going to get a DoorDash gift card, $25 gift card, so you can get real food for the lunch and learn to enjoy later. So thank you so much for that, Frank, and thank you so much for your time. I think this is absolutely the best platform for small business. I'm always like super excited about it, but I did see a couple of things that I'm going to try to do with our team on the system as well. So
perfect. Thank you very much, Ann, and appreciate all of you taking the time. And hopefully we'll be able to see each other soon.
Yes, in person. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And you will be getting a recording of this as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.